Oh, all right. Still congested. Getting a little better, though. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. All right. Friday. Yeah, so if you guys see a gap on your futures this morning, just know it's a contract change. December contracts versus September. So just make sure you're looking at I think you should still be looking at the Septembers. If you're looking at, it depends on where you're looking at it. If you go on, I think if you're on TradingView, let's take a look. If you're on TOS, just type in /ES/NQ. It should still be on the September contracts. So if you're on TradingView, this is what it looks like. If you guys are not aware of that, right? You can see right here, the end of the contract is what you're looking at. Right, September 2023, December 2023, right? There's futures all the way out, right? You can see, but this is the current one. Sometimes it swaps depending on where you're at. So there you go, John, on TradingView. Just make sure you're looking at the September 2023, ESU 2023, ZHMU, right? So, yeah, common. It's something that's very common. Sort of throws you off when you look at it. Yeah, so that's that. Nice little contract change this morning. I'll give you guys a little update on the M1 portfolio. Still holding up. You know, it really hasn't. It's been sort of stagnant lately, as so is the market, right? You can see still up nicely, 47% year to date. 59% year to date. Nvidia obviously still the big boy, up $9,000 on Nvidia. Tesla $6,000. Netflix $2,300. Google $2,000. Oh, actually, wow, actually up pretty nicely on Google. Actually still up on AMD pretty nicely too. AMD's been shit though. Apple not bad. Shopify's a nice winner. Yeah, Target dip buy hasn't really worked out for me. Snapchat dip buy hasn't really been doing much, but these are all like 2%. You guys can see right here, very small amount in those positions. Those little dark horse buys that I do once in a while, but this is the core up here. right? The core is Nvidia, Tesla, Netflix, Microsoft, Google, AMD, Apple, Shopify, AbbVie. So still good. Still good, man. Still good. This week, down 1,800 this week. This month, well, I guess the last, I don't know if it does, the last 30 days. So you can see right there, last 30 days, flat, right? Flat. Completely flat. So it's been pretty stagnant out there. Last quarter, up 5,000 the last 3 months. So yeah, little update there. Still buying every single week, right? You guys see this activity, the pod trade. Let's just do trading only, so you guys can see right here. Every single week, September 5th, August 28th, August 21st, August 16th, August 14th. Actually, this was a little. Thank you guys for whoever signed up using my code. That's a little referral right there, $50 referral. 7th, 31st, 24th, 17th, 11th, right? Just buy every single week. Yeah, Eli Lilly, I don't post alerts when I send updates about what I buy in our investment channel. I just posted an update today. We just talk lightly about long term. Trade with ease. Appreciate what you do daily, bro. I've been trading 4 months, and I think I'm in pretty good at risk management. My win ratio sucks, though, like 25%. Usually I trade 932. Any advice? So, first of all, thank you for the $10. Trade with ease. Appreciate that. Usually in a trade by 932. You know, man, I do my best to not do that. There are days where I slip up. I wouldn't say slip up, but I fall back into those tendencies of wanting to get into a position very quickly. 2 minutes into the market, you probably haven't seen the real trend of the market yet, right? So I would say give it, wait until where my best trades come from. And when I look back at my trades and I'm like, wow, that was a very good trade, and I'm very happy with how that worked out. Did anyone get tossed out yet? Chef. Almost all the time after I have a really good trade, it is because I waited for the Nasdaq and S&P 500 to form an actual trend, to form an actual rejection play or a strong demand hold, right? So that is, like, for example, one of my only almost red days I've had in a few weeks was on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Either Wednesday or Tuesday. When did I take Meta, guys? You probably remember that more than I do because I know people track what I take. Meta, we took a Meta trade, which was a pretty nice little loser on I think it was Wednesday. And the reason I took that loss is because I got into a position before I had real confirmation on the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq rejected 15.5. I was looking for it to break above 15.5, and it was pretty much right at it. But I got a little bit too antsy. I didn't wait for the clear break. I didn't wait for it to really confirm to me that it was going to break above that 15.5. So I got in long, and I got into it. I got stuck in a supply rejection. So the reason I took that loss, and I know exactly why I took that loss, right? I can look back at that trade, and I say, that is exactly what happened. That is why you took that loss. But that's good, right? It's very good. I'm very happy that I at least walk away knowing why I lost. If I'm losing and I have no idea what the fuck is going on, right, then that's a problem. But if I take a loss and I know exactly why, I know how I can fix it. And so my advice to you, trade with ease, is just relax, right? In the morning, I talk about this with the group. I say, let's not start clicking buttons right at market open, right? We don't need to be start tapping our keyboards and smashing our mouse buttons right at market open. So I would say advice to try to increase that win ratio is focus on the Nasdaq ES in the morning, wait for it to really show you something, and then try to follow that trend with some individual names. That would be my advice. But if you're good at managing risk, that is very key, man. That keeps you alive. Trade with ease. That's more important. You would rather, right? I would rather have a bad win ratio and good risk management than have a good win ratio and terrible risk management, right? You could have a beautiful win ratio. Like you could have a 70% win ratio and be a losing trader, right? Because you have no risk management. 70% of the time you win, and then the 30% of the time that you lose, you take way too much size, you blow up, and you don't stop out of positions. You go on tilt, and you blow up your account. And then you look back at your trading percentages and you say, I have 70% win ratio. How did I just blow up my account? It's because you have no risk management. So I think you're doing the right thing, man. And as long as you stick with that good risk management, you can increase that win rate, and that's really what you need. So, yeah, hopefully that helps. Thanks for the donation. Wait for those futures to really show you something before starting to jump into stuff. Yeah, never go on tilt, man. Never go on tilt. I've been there. I have dark memories of being on tilt. It's not fun. It's really not fun. It's probably one of the worst things you could do in your life, honestly. It is such a infuriating thing, and when it's all over, right? And that bell rings at 4:00, and you're still on tilt at 4:00, and you can't do anything about it because the market's closed. God, it is a terrible, terrible feeling. Trust me, I've been there, guys. Trust me. All right, I've been through every goddamn problem that you can think of. I'm not some guy that's gonna say, "Oh, I'm a great trader, man. I've never lost." Trust me, I'm a real trader. Okay, I've been through it, and it's not fun. And you have to go through it. You do. You have to go through it. You have to go through it, and you have to realize how absolutely miserable it is. To make your mind not allow you to do it again, because man, is that a terrible feeling. So, yeah. So good morning, everyone. I know mentor at SMB suggests inconsistent. Yeah, I mean, wait first 15, absolutely. It's like alcoholism. All right, guys. So good morning. Welcome back. Hope everyone's having a good morning. Thanks for being here again on the live streams. Let's get started. So today is Friday. When did I stop following others? Andy, honestly, man, I never really followed others. I'm going to be honest with you. I never was part of, someone. I was never following other people's trades. And of course, I'm someone that, has a Discord community and runs a community, but I do not recommend anyone to strictly follow my trades. I don't think people understand that I can win, right? People need to understand that if you follow my trades, I could win and you can lose. It's very possible, right? Because I could maybe average down on a position. I could have more patience on a position. I could hold a position maybe overnight that turns profitable, and you don't have the risk tolerance to do so, right? It's not about following my trades. It's about understanding the strategy, okay? That is what the community is about. It's about education. It's about learning how I trade, watching me trade. You can listen to what I do live and hopefully learning from it and doing it on your own. Strictly following, it's not going to be. It could be very profitable because we've had some really good days, right? But here's an example right here, right, guys? We had probably 2 weeks of straight wins in the Discord community, and on Wednesday, I took a loss, right? That loss, for me, is okay, right? Because I'm position sizing correctly, and I didn't lose, a bunch of money, and I didn't lose my profits from the last 2 weeks. Now, someone could take that trade that I took as a loss, and they could wipe away all their gains because maybe they sized up too heavy in that loss position that I took, right? So it's not, there's no it's not direct correlation, right? It's not a direct correlation. So just know that, guys. It's about learning. Bro, the chat has gotten even better. You're really coaching on there now. Yesterday was so cool how you talked all the way to the point of selling into a trade as you were in. I appreciate that, Carl. I appreciate that. I enjoy it, man. The voice chats in the community are more than just listening to me trade. I think it's a great little, it's like a daily education. It's a daily market commentary. It's pretty fun. I hate it. I mean, I said hate it because it must hate losing, but move on. I love it. I love it. All right, let's continue. Let's get started. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's jump into the schedule. Before we get into the moves today, before we get into the stuff today, I just want to give a very clear reminder. The price action has been terrible, okay? This week's price action has been very difficult. I don't care what anyone says. When I know when the market's in easy mode and I know when the market's in hard mode. I watch it every day, all day, right? I know. It's not been an easy week. The price action has been a little bit scammy. It's been very slow. The volume has been very light. There has been not many continuation moves, right? You get a nice formation. You get a nice potential trade. Maybe you get 10% and it slams you right back in your face. There's not been very strong continuation moves. We've been stuck in channels. There obviously is opportunity intraday. I'm not saying that you can't make money, right? I'm not one of those guys that says, oh, the market's rigged. This is impossible to make money. No, it's not. It's very much possible, but it's been difficult. So today is Friday. Your end of the week after a very slow week, right? Already a very slow week, and it's a Friday. Be careful today. Please do not screw up your day. Do not screw up your weekend. Do not do anything irrational today on a Friday after a pretty slow week, which has already shown you, right? So very cautious today, right? And I want to have a good weekend. So if I don't see anything today, right, I ain't taking anything today. That's something I'm definitely going to try to hold myself to. Economic earnings calendar. I don't even know. Do we even have anything on the economic calendar? We got nothing. Nothing on the economic calendar. Nothing on the earnings calendar. So let's just jump right into the schedule. Tesla 252 again. Nvidia channel. Meta 302 supply. Apple 178.50. Airbnb, a little bit of strength there. AMD 105 and Microsoft 330. So some decent watches today. However, I do not like where the market is on the future side. Here's the S&P 500 futures. Why ES and not me? Why are you starting with the ES? So we're starting with the ES today. Here's why, right? This is not a fantastic area here on the ES, guys. This is an inside day, right? It's another inside day on the ES, right? We can see here we have Wednesday's lows that rejected yesterday. We moved down into the 20 SMA. Oh, I'm sorry. We're on Nasdaq now. What am I talking about? Oh, sorry, guys. I'm all over the place here. We're on the Nasdaq. Rewind. Back it up. Nasdaq futures. Okay? So, Nasdaq, right? Wednesday lows, 15,300, 15,330, right? Right there. Wednesday's lows. You break below it. You reject it. You move down into the 20 SMA, into the Nasdaq demand down here at 15,150, right? Very clear demand. We talked about this demand in the pre-market live stream yesterday. We said be careful being short at 20 SMA. You got that pop to the upside, right? Pretty much all day, just this slow grind into that Wednesday low again. You rejected it. You move back into it. Wednesday's lows. You rejected it again. So what are you doing today? You are literally in the middle of a disgusting channel between Wednesday's lows and the 20 SMA demand, right? So if you start trading in here today, you are going to have a terrible day. I'm just going to tell you that. If you start trading at random spots in between this supply and this demand, you are going to have a terrible, terrible day. The only trades that you should even consider taking today is if the Nasdaq is here at supply or if the Nasdaq is here at demand, right? You can look for this short today. That is very possible. You can look for that potential long today. That is possible as well. But if you start getting, active here when the Nasdaq is literally sitting in the middle of this channel, it's not going to be a fun day for you. So if you're going to trade today, I would absolutely be sitting and watching and waiting until you get up into this supply, see if there's rejections. If there is, play that rejection play. And if there's downside today, see if there is any type of a hold here around that 20 SMA and that 15,150. I think the cleanest trade today, if you are to get one, right? If you are to get this move, would be a break and hold below 15,150 previous day lows, right? That's the cleanest trade of the day. If we can actually get that, not sure you're going to get that. But if you do, that could be a nice setup for actual continuation. If you get above this 15,340 area, I still don't like playing long, right? Why? I just still don't like it because if you long above this previous high, you are longing right into the 50 SMA. You're longing right into this potential supply, and you're still longing under this major previous low right here at this 15,430. So the only place I'd even think about being long today is some kind of a dip buy off the 20 SMA. That I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If it's not here, then I'm not interested. This would be the only area I'd consider longs. If maybe you get a little double bottom formation at that 20 SMA, maybe there's a little bit of a dip buy opportunity. I am more interested to look to see if I can short into this supply, into this Wednesday low right here, this 15,300, 15,340 area. Yeah, right? I don't want to be long anywhere into this rejection, into these lows, right? I'm not going to start longing into this area and exposing myself to potential rejections at previous rejection points. So, yeah, so that's not interesting to me. Only long for me today is here at the 20 SMA, right? If you get some downside, maybe a little double bottom long down there, or if you really get a bounce, it would be over that, right? This would be the other potential long all the way up here. But, yeah. Guys, if the Nasdaq levels are different than mine, it's because the contracts have changed. You are on December contracts. This is the September contract. I'm not switching to December contracts on September 8th. I will switch to them when we get closer to that actual date. It's not necessary to change. I know some platforms changed it automatically for you. I would switch back to September contracts. So, Nasdaq 15,150, 20 SMA, right? And then the 15,300, 15,340 supply right here. Once again, if you did not hear what I just said, Nasdaq contracts have changed to December contracts. You need to go back to September contracts if you want to follow along with this live stream. I will not be using December contracts on September 8th. All right, so let's continue. QQQ, it's the same concept, right? It's the same concept. You guys can see that right here. Previous lows, right? Previous lows, 373, 372 area. Previous lows, 373, 372 also rejected yesterday. But you can see that 373 was the major move, right? Previous lows. Look at where we rejected, right? Clear as day. You guys can see right there, previous Wednesday's lows, rejecting that in the pre-market today. So, are we going too long into a Wednesday low and a pre-market high? Absolutely not. Are we going too short, right? If the market's here and we're sort of trading here today, are we going to go start shorting at the 20 SMA demand and the previous lows? Absolutely not. We're not shorting here. We're not longing here. We're looking for the channel trade, right? If it does show up, we'll look for that 373 supply rejection. If we sort of just straight down move, we'll look for that demand at 369, the 20 SMA. Same exact thing, channel trade, right? It's all right there, very clear. If you start trading in the middle of this area today, it's going to be an ugly day, all right? So 373, 369, that's your little channel on the Nasdaq, on the QQQ. And then right here, 15,310, right? And 15,150. Guys, if you're on the December contract, nothing is different, right? Nothing is different. The levels might be a little bit different, but if you look at the actual candles, it's the same thing, right? So if you're on the December contract, you want to stay on the December contract. This Wednesday low is the same as the Wednesday low on the September contracts, right? There's no difference. It's not like it's a different stock or a different futures. It's the same exact thing. So if you're on the December contracts, just take a second, relax, right? Look at where Wednesday's lows are, right? And it's the same exact level. So if we go to, maybe I can even go to the December contract. Here's the December contract right here, right? December contract right there. Where's Wednesday's lows? Where's the supply rejection? It's the same exact level, right? There's no difference here. 15,500 on the December contracts, same exact thing, right? There's nothing that differs there, okay? So let's continue. ES, right? Very clear. Look how clear this is. Probably even more clear than the Nasdaq futures. Right here. Previous highs. Where did we reject? 44.70. That's a very clear rejection level. And that's not even, I mean, it's like it's not even over this little Wednesday consolidation. So we are still weak here, right? The market, sure, it sort of grinded higher yesterday on dead volume, but it did not break anything of importance. Actually, we are still stuck under the important levels. 44.70. Supply highs, right? Demand steps in right here at this 44.35, right? This is our level that we talked about yesterday, 44.35. You can see that demand stepped up there, and we're still holding above that demand today. So what do you think the ES does today? If I had to put a betting odds on it, I would say that it stays between this channel all day, right? I would say the ES potentially stays within this channel all day. Very, very possible. Maybe this is a day for some condors. I know some of you guys run those condors. Maybe this is one of those days. Look to see if it stays under that 44.70 and stays above that 44.35. If you trade within this channel today, just be cautious. I would just, sometimes you just need to have a clear mind sometimes when you're trading, right? And be like, okay, let me take a second here and really think about what I'm doing. It's a Friday, right? There's probably some things I could be doing outside. It's a beautiful day out. I could go by the pool. Maybe I'll take my kid out to the park, or I'll go hang out with my wife for one time, right? Maybe I'll actually give her some attention, or my husband. Do I need to be trading today with the ES sitting in between a channel of 35 points? Do I need to be potentially taking these risks? That is a question that I would ask yourself today, right? Sometimes you need to ask yourself those questions in trading. There are days that are just simply not worth trading. And, you can't predict them before they happen, but you can get a feel for what's potentially going to happen today, right? You can see it already right now that there is very much a potential that we just sit in between this channel today, especially on the last day of the week after a short week and a slow... I knew you guys get a kick out of that one. After just a sort of a slow week in general. So just be aware of that, okay? Be cautious of that. Protect yourself, coming into the market today. SPY, right? And remember, if you start trading 0 DTE on a Friday today and you get chop, it's going to be the worst day to be doing that, right? It's going to be the worst day to be doing that, right? So you guys can see right here, this is the SPY. This 50 SMA rejections at 446.50. The demand down below at 443. The concepts are the same. Nothing changes here. You're in between a 3-point channel on the SPY. Yeah, I got nothing else to share with you, right? It's either supply rejections, it's demand holds, or the break and retests. The only good trades, I would say, are the break and retests, or the really solid trades, right? The really solid trade that I want to take today, right, is this. This is what I would like to trade today. But do I get what I'd like to trade? We'll have to see. I would love to trade a break and retest of yesterday's lows. That would be the sexy trade. But, we'll see if we even get that today. All right, let's go to Mr. Jones. Just sitting at demand, doing absolutely nothing. It's sitting at this channel low. I mean, there's always possibility of a short squeeze, man, but it's, that hoping or, looking to see if something. I think it is a very bad thing, right, to come into the trading day and expect a abnormality, right? I'm not saying it's not always an abnormality for a short squeeze to happen, but I would not come into the day looking for something crazy to happen, right? Because this just only affects your mindset. If you come into the day, say, oh my God, this could be a huge short squeeze today. I'm going to look to long the hell out of this. You are going to long something before it actually shows up because that's what you're thinking. Trust me, your mind is not on your side. Your mind is out to get you. I would come into every day without any expectations. Do not think about potential short squeezes, potential big downside. Don't come into the day looking for a 30% move on AMC. Don't come into the day looking for GME to go up 400% today. It's not going to end well, right? So could there be a short squeeze? Absolutely. Could there be a 3% market downside day? Absolutely. Does it look like that's going to happen because of the current price action? Absolutely not, right? Absolutely not. Could it happen? Could there be a black horse event? Sure. Is that showing us? No. So don't think about it. Nasdaq, right? You guys can see right here, 34,300. Nice demand on Dow Jones. You can see that demand that just is holding here. You're just doing nothing, guys. Doing nothing. I got nothing to show you there. Russell, same demand. You guys can see that right there. If you remember me talking about the Russell yesterday, say, what are we saying in the chat? Say small caps. Say say MOAS, mother of all short squeezes. Small caps, GME, AMC. If you remember us talking about this, our Russell yesterday, look at this move. And that was the exact move we talked about in yesterday's live stream. We said that we could get a 200 SMA rejection at the previous supply, and you could get a break of this trend and a bam. What a move, right? This was the exact thing we talked about yesterday. So congrats if anyone caught this. I did not, right? Of course, in trading, you can talk about a lot of things. Do you actually catch them? That's a different story. But hopefully maybe someone out there, I helped catch this move. That's all I can do, right? I'm happy about that. Beautiful, right? This is exactly what we talked about. Very nice downside move on the Russell yesterday, right into demand, and now you're holding that demand. So now that trade is over, all right? So now you look to see what happens at this demand at 1850, all right? Tesla, let's get into some stocks. 15-minute chart on Tesla. What are we looking at here? We're looking at the same damn level that we have all week. 252, right? You guys can see that right here. 252 support, 252 rejections, 252 rejections, and that is exactly where we're at this morning. If you get some nice downside today, this is a beautiful potential short entry. Beautiful. It really is. This is actually a very nice watch. That's if you actually get some movement on the market, right? That's if you actually get some movement on the market. If you actually get some downside movement today, this is a very interesting little supply rejection that you can maybe scalp a few points off today and get the hell out of the day, right? Maybe a little bit of an early morning Tesla 252 rejection. Go walk your dog. Go out to the pool. Done for the day, right? We'll see if that happens. That would be very nice. You're going to need the Nasdaq to show you some strength or some weakness. You're going to need that ES to break down. If you start to see that, I would love to see if 252 rejects today. All right, this has been a very apparent rejection level. If you go to the hourly, you can see right here, previous lows, rejections, rejections. Can we see that today? We'll see, right? If you break over 252, this could also be a little bit of a Tesla squeeze, right? If you break over 252, you could also see a little bit of a Tesla squeeze. Now, why, right? Why would you see a Tesla squeeze there? Well, think about it logically, right? I'm sure you have a lot of shorts that are piled up here, right? A lot of shorts that piled up in again at this level, right? And so if you do see a little break and hold above, all those shorts, right, are going to start getting out of their positions because that is their stop loss, right? Shorts do not want to see this over 252. It's been a great level to short off of, and I'm sure they've been profitable from it, but they don't want to see it over 252. So see what happens at 252 today. That's a very key level. You saw rejections yesterday. You saw rejections on Wednesday, right? And let's see what happens at that level today. That is a decent watch of the day if you actually get some price action, all right? Nvidia, really silent day for Nvidia yesterday. A little bit of a wedge that broke out towards end of day. Really hasn't gone anywhere, to be quite honest. I would love to see if Nvidia can sort of, squeeze today into this 466 area and then reject previous day lows, right? Not previous day, but Wednesday lows. I'm still interested to see what Nvidia does at this Wednesday low here, right? We haven't retested that yet. And we can see there's been a lot of selling sort of above in this area, right? Look at all this selling that's been stepping up around this 464, 465. I'm interested to see if you can get a push into this low at 466 and see what happens there. That could be very interesting. So I will be watching that. I don't want to short Nvidia pretty much anywhere in this zone right here, right? I don't want to be short Nvidia. I don't want to have an entry short on Nvidia anywhere down here. Why is that, right? Well, let's look at these candles, right? Look at these candles from yesterday. First of all, you have the 50 SMA that's sort of just sitting there just like this, right? This is what the 50 SMA looks like. Someone screenshot the chat. Screenshot me in the live stream right now. This is what it looks like. It's just holding it up, right? It's just sitting there and it's just saying, I'm not letting you go down. This is a 50 SMA, 450 demand. It's very strong down here. You don't want to be short down here, right? It's just not fun. It's sweaty. You're going to be worried the whole time. I would not want to be short down in this area, right? So where would I want to be short Nvidia? I want to see a bounce, right? If we can get a bounce maybe into these lows, then I would look to see if rejections step up there. If you get, right, this could also be a very nice potential trade today. If you get some type of a panic sell, right, into this demand, you could definitely see if that demand sort of steps up again on Nvidia and it does something off that demand again today, right? That's also a very potential watch. So if you're going to long Nvidia, guys, I would want to be long as close to this 50 SMA, this 450 level as possible. If you're going to short Nvidia, I would want to be short either at these previous lows or potentially at these highs around here at 470, 472, right? Yeah, that's how I would look at this, right? That's how I would look at this. Is there a potential long on a little break and retest of this previous low? Yeah, there probably is. All right, there's probably a long there as well. So, yeah. 466, 472, and then that major demand below, right? We can see that demand on the 4 hour. Right, look at this. See this 4 hour, right? That's why Nvidia is holding up so well. You can see this 4 hour demand at that 50 SMA. So, hey, right? If we zoom out here, and if you think markets recover, right, not a bad long spot on Nvidia. Not a bad long spot on Nvidia around this 450, 50 SMA. Not going to lie. It's not a bad spot. I would probably want to be in a little bit closer to here than, 10 points above it. So that's that. Meta. So I'm looking to see today. I have a little baby swing trade on today. I just did it to see if I could catch something. Really small size. Actually, you know what? I mean, we already took majority of profits on it, so it's a win-win. Here's the swing trade we took. So yesterday I entered some meta puts right there around 302, right around here, around 302. End of day, it was around 2 o'clock, and scaled out to 75% of the position into end of day. And I'm just holding a little light runner into today. So we'll see. It looks like it might stop me out on the runners here today at market open. It's some next week contracts. I want to see if we can stay under this 302 level. So here's the hourly chart on Meta. And we know 302 has been a pretty nasty level. So you guys can see right here, 302, 302, right? 302, 302, right? And when we broke under 302 yesterday, I don't know what the hell happened on Meta yesterday, but shout out Matt Diamond. Matt caught it and made like 7 G's. So what a downside move on Meta, man. Look at this. Look at this. Damn. I mean, that is liquidation at its best. That is nastiness. So those option contracts, let's take a look at those. Let's say 305 puts. Yesterday, 305 puts. What the hell did those go up? 305 puts. Jeez. Holy hell. $1.19 at 10:40 to wow, Jesus. Man, that's a big move on those options. But yeah, what a move yesterday. I'm not sure. There must have been something. I think there was some kind of news that came out. But big rejection there. 302, right? That's the level today. Watch out for this 302 today. If we get a rejection of this 302 again, this could definitely stay right? It could stay weak under that 302. So watch that, right? Watch that. 302 right here. That could be a potential rejection point. If Meta breaks above 302 today, then you might get that continuation again. But keep an eye on that 302 level on Meta. All right? Apple. So Apple 178.50. Another one that dropped down pretty aggressively on news over the last few days. This is the key level today on Apple. You guys can see right here. You have this very clear little supply that's stepping up around 178.50. Right here. All this rejection here. The rejections yesterday. The rejections pre-market after hours. And now you're sitting at it again here today. So what happens at 178.50 today? That is the key watch for me on Apple. Do we get another rejection here? Could be nice. Or, right, do we get a break and hold above? If we break and hold above on this 178.50, then Apple might try to move higher, possibly moving towards this 20 and 100 SMA around this 180 area. So I would say just keep an eye on this 178.50 today. It's a very clear previous rejection point. If we get above that level, right, I'm sure you could see continuation over 178.50 if it turns into support. All right, so keep an eye on that 178.50 on Apple. Airbnb. Some nice strength yesterday. We actually talked about this retest, I think, last week. I did sort of lose track of it, but it did hold yesterday, and it caught my attention again. You guys can see right here, right? This little break and hold of this 50 SMA area, this demand around this 138. It's a nice little hold there on Airbnb, and a little bit of strength lately out of this name. We talked about that weekly chart a few weeks, I think probably last week. We talked about this weekly hold. All right, it's a pretty nice weekly hold there on Airbnb. I would look to see if Airbnb can break and retest above yesterday's or above Tuesday's highs. Right, I would look to see if we can break and retest above Tuesday's highs. Right there. That's what I would look for. You see that 144.26. You see this 144.26. Right. I would look to see if there's market strength today. If there's some more, some more movement on Airbnb. This was a pretty nice trade yesterday. It could be a nice trade above this 144.26. I would look for this. This is probably going to be a watch that I sort of have on the back burner today over that 144.26, all right? Keep an eye on that one. It's been strong. AMD, I hate AMD right now, but I did want to share with you this 105 level just because it is a very key level, and it really held on yesterday. Here's AMD 105. You guys can see right here, 105, 105. Really strong hold of 105 yesterday. Look at this 5-minute chart. Look at this dance and just this ugliness at 105. Just straight lined. However, you can see how strong that demand steps up at that 105 level. So if you get any type of wake-up call on AMD, any type of wake-up call on the market, this is an interesting long spot on AMD around this 105 demand. It's worth a watch. It's also a fantastic watch for short side, right? If you get a break under 105, if you turn it into rejections, another fantastic potential short side play on a little bit of maybe a head and shoulder formation. So 105 either way is definitely on watch. I'm going to keep an eye on this 105 here. Very key level on AMD. Fabir, thank you, brother. As always, I appreciate that. Fabir, the GOAT. All right, last one I got for you guys here is Microsoft 330. Microsoft 330. That's the key level today, right? You can see right here, 330, 330, 330, 330, and you're at it again today. What does Microsoft do off this level? That is something I would be watching. However, I will give you fair warning, like I'm giving you fair warning across every name today. The price action has been terrible. Right? Look at this day yesterday on Microsoft. That is hideous, right? If you are trading options in this, you are screwed, right? It's not going to work out for you, right? You need these types of moves, right? You need these days. Those days, maybe even move like this, right? You cannot be getting involved in this type of action on option contracts, all right? So be careful of that. I will say this is potentially a little bit of a 330, little flag here, something that I would be watching to see if we hold that 330, but you need to see the market wake up, right? The market has not been awake. It's been sleeping this week. Maybe this is for Monday, right? This could be a trade we watch for Monday, maybe a little bit of a flag, break, retest, hold that 330. If we get some action maybe next week on CPI, then maybe this sets up for us, right? Maybe this sets up for us after some catalyst next week. So something to watch. Just be aware of the price action. It's not been great. That's just a fair warning. All right. Top watch of the day is Tesla. At this 252 to either side, right? I'll watch it either side. That's the top watch of the day. 252, either break and retest above, rejections for downside. That's probably one of my top watches. Nvidia, I don't love. Yesterday's price action was really bad. Meta 302 is probably a decent watch, right? That Meta 302. Amazon, I don't really like anything here. We can go to the hourly chart. I mean, Amazon's just... I don't like anything on Amazon, I got to be honest. Google held the 135 nice. You could watch the 137 on Google, right? You could watch the 137 on Google. You can see right here, previous highs, all these previous highs, right? 137. Either a break and hold above or a rejection of 137. That could be a decent little watch there today. I don't mind that. Just again, it's a channel trade and it's a slow move, right? So, thoughts on Disney? I'll go to Disney because it is something that's interesting. 81. That's what you're watching today. 81. Does it stay below 81? Previous lows, previous highs, rejection of that level yesterday. Look how clean that was yesterday, right? Look how clean the rejection of previous lows was yesterday on or previous demand on Disney, right? See this? Demand. Yesterday, you open below it, you reject it, downside. So today, 81. That's what you're watching. All right, I'm out of here early. If you guys could, we got 1,700 people and 600 likes. Again, terrible ratio. Terrible. If you guys could, be so kind and press the like button. Here's the Nasdaq once again for you guys to see. Gustavo, get him out. Who's the mod? I know we still have mods here. Get him out. Put my mods to work. Get him out. He's going to keep doing it until we get him out. Am I going to have to do it? I'll do it. I'll have pleasure. There we go. How to write supply and demand. How to write supply and demand. How to draw supply and demand. How to draw supply and demand. How to draw supply and demand. What if I did that on this live stream? If I just did that the whole time, I just repeated myself over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Please be safe out there today, guys. Once again, I'll remind you, Friday, it's the worst day to screw up your weekend, okay? Do not screw up your weekend. If you don't make any money today, I promise you'll be much happier than you would be if you lost your money today. Be safe out there. Understand the market environment. Understand the choppy action that's been going on. Understand that there could be a little bit of a back and forth in between, these supply and demand channels. We already took care of it, Deshumbi. Thanks, man. Thank you. I know you've been waiting to kick someone, Deshumbi, but we got him today. Thank you guys so much. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you could. And I will see you guys on Monday. Yeah. Peace.